vloggers, it's Alex. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I edited the video for this makeup look that I just filmed this morning. So you will see how I edited a makeup tutorial. And editing a makeup tutorial, that is the hardest video for me to edit. It takes a long time because you got to edit the introduction and the end of the video. You also got to edit, you doing your makeup. And there's a lot of start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. So you really got to pay attention to that. And the type of makeup tutorial that I did today was one where I was actually talking through it with you guys. So it was a talk through makeup tutorial. I can definitely do a video on how to edit a makeup tutorial when I'm doing a voiceover, but today will be how to edit one that is a talk through. Also note that there are two different types of talking videos. There's a type of video that I did that I'm going to show you guys how I edited today, which is just me talking through with you guys in person pretty much on how to do the makeup. There's also the other type where it's just you're kind of talking about your day. It's like you're getting ready with someone. So that's another different type of talking video. But I'm going to show you the version of me just kind of like letting you know what to do without having to do a voiceover. Now, before we get into today's Edit With Me video, I just want to say welcome to any new subscribers. My name is Alex, and I run this channel, which is my more educational channel for YouTubers, as well as my other channels, which is Beauty Addict Next Door, which is my beauty channel, and then the Beauty Addict Diaries channel, which is my lifestyle channel that has like vlogs on it as well. So if you want to see how I edited my talk through makeup tutorial, then just keep on watching. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is import all of your videos onto your computer. I imported mine through iPhoto and then dragged them into my G drive. I found that that's the easiest way for me to import my videos just so that I can make sure that they, are saved somewhere and, don't go through that whole iCloud thing where it's like you have too much, you don't have enough space, so whatever. So now I'm opening up iMovie and starting a new movie. So I'm just going to call it MT iMovie. And hit click OK. I'm going to get that situated, and what we're going to do is we're going to drag on those videos. So I'm just going to go one at a time, and we're going to edit these videos. So first I'm going to highlight the whole clip, and then I'm going to go up to the top, and then click on Reduce Background Noise, just because you want to get that out of the way first, so that way, your entire clip that you edit is going to have the reduced background noise, so it sounds nicer. So then, as you can see, in between each of these like spiked volumes, it's blank. That means I'm not talking. So I'm just going to fast forward through that. Don't even worry about listening to the entire clip because you can see where you're talking and where you stop talking. So what you're going to do is you're just going to cut off right at the end, right there. See, the volume, the spikes go down because I stopped talking. So then I can just drag through here, and that is going to be so helpful to you guys whenever you're editing your videos, is to pay attention to where the spikes are. If you see a high spike and then 2 seconds later there's nothing, and then you see a high spike right after that, it's probably because you started talking and then you realized that the sentence wasn't coming out right, and then you restarted talking again with that same sentence, so you know where you can start and stop, and it's really a helpful tip. So then I'm going to do the same thing with this next clip. I highlighted it, I go to the top, I click Reduce Background Noise, and then I, see right here, that is where the spikes are. I know that's where I'm talking, so I have to drag this clip up to that point. And so like I did with the first clip, I'm just going to repeat this process where, the blank spots I'm just going to be cutting out, and I'm going to see if there's any points where I'm like starting and stopping to talk. So I'm going to keep doing that with all of my clips. I'm going to keep dragging them in and doing that. So make sure you do that with all of your clips. So now what we're going to do is go to the beginning and ending of every clip to make sure that we are, starting our sentence right, that we're not getting cut off. So that is what I'm listening to. Also, if there's like a pause, like a long pause, I also want to make sure that, I cut that pause out. So yeah, you just want to go through and make sure everything's correct, because once you export it and then we import it to Final Cut Pro, you're not going to be able to adjust that part. So if you realize you got cut off, you have to go back into iMovie and then re-export. So that's kind of a pain in the butt. So to avoid that, what I do is go and look at each clip. And in case if you guys are wondering, the reason why I use iMovie is because I think iMovie does a better job with getting out background noise. I also think it's easier to move around to adjust the clips, and like you see, there's a lot of clips that I'm adjusting, so it's just a lot easier to work in iMovie for this. Now, you may think, well, why don't you just use iMovie for everything? because iMovie does not have all of the extra features that Final Cut Pro has. It's harder to add in text because you're kind of limited to how the text looks in your video. It's just a lot easier to adjust things, add things. You have more options in Final Cut Pro, so that is why I import it into Final Cut Pro. So they both have their pros and cons, but I love using both to achieve the quality that I have in my videos. So I'm just going to go through the rest of the video and just check the beginning and ending of each clip to make sure that there are no pauses and that I'm not cutting myself off. So now that we are done checking, we're going to go up here and click File. Then we are going to click Next and then Save. And I'm saving this movie onto my desktop. This will make it easy to drag the clip into Final Cut Pro. Now, as you can see, I've already dragged in the iMovie clip that's right here that we exported into Final Cut Pro. I also created an intro, which I will do a separate edit with me video on. And then I also did an outro, which I will do another separate video on. The next thing that we're going to do is add music to this area. So I want to have some light background music whenever I'm talking you guys through the makeup tutorial. So I'm going to copy the video clip from the beginning. That's the music that I have playing in the intro. And I'm going to paste it right about here. I want to paste it a little bit before I start the makeup tutorial and like I'm just, ending my introduction area. And then we're just going to drag it out as far as possible until you see that there are no spikes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to close up and then we're going to get really close in here and then just go a little bit further up whenever the sound's kind of going down. Kind of just have to adjust it based off the music that you're using. So I kind of stop it here. And then what we're going to do is highlight it and adjust the volume. I do it between like 20 and 30, maybe even up to 41 depending on the music. Some music is louder that you import. So this music I put around 22 for the time being, and then I stretched out the beginning and ending of the clip so that way it kind of, fades in and fades out. So I'm just moving it over just a tad just so that the music lines up nicely with the clip. And also trying to hear the middle of the clip, the beginning of the clip, the ending of the clip to make sure that the sound is high enough for the beginning and ending, and also that it's not too loud for the middle part. So you've got to kind of mess around with it to get the right balance. So now what we're going to do is we're going to highlight this clip and we're going to hit Command C, and then we're going to paste it right next to it, another clip, and then we're going to drag the two on top of each other. So the fade in and fade out overlap so that way it sounds nice whenever it fades into the next song. You don't want it to be a harsh stop-start, so this is the best way to do it, to have that fade in, fade out stacked on top of each other. So you're just going to want to listen to it and make sure it sounds nice. You might have to adjust the fade in, fade out, move the clip over a little bit, whatever you think that you need to do, and you're just going to repeat the process where you add the clip and then you do the fade in, fade out on top of each other until you get towards the end of the video. So now that we are done with that, we're going to go to the beginning of the video, not all the way to the opening, but we're just going to watch the introduction part where I'm talking right before the makeup tutorial starts, and we're just going to make sure that I don't sound silly and that, if I need to add any extra things onto the video, like a subscribe button, a clip from a previous video, some sort of, text, I just kind of listen through and make sure that everything seems good, and then just add those things on if I need it. So as I was going through the video, I realized I need to insert a video clip from a previous video. So I go into my Beauty Addict Next Door oh my gosh, I can't speak. I go into my Beauty Addict Next Door folder and I go to the ST videos and drag in an ST clip. An ST clip is a short term. Why in the world did I call it ST? Like a shortened version, I don't know. That's just how I roll. So I call it the ST folders because I basically export little clips from past videos just so that I can save and then I can refer to in video. So I pull the clip, so I'm not dragging in an entire video, just a little clip from it that I saved. So that's what I did there. I accidentally pulled in the wrong one there, but I'm going to go pull in the correct one and then just drag it on top of my clip. And what we're going to do is we're going to lower the volume. We don't want any volume. And then I'm going to drag it over to the part where there is text. And then, we're going to move the clip over and then play it and see where I want to stop the clip. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut or blade, as it is in Final Cut Pro, wherever we want to end the clip. You can also drag it back like I'm doing right here. Then what I do is I go a little bit before the clip and then just see if it lines up nicely with me talking. Then I go through the rest of the video and see if there's anything else that I want to add. Next, I wanted to add in 2 photos on top of my clip, so I pulled them off of my desktop and just drag them right on top of the video clip. Now, what I ended up doing with both of those clips is hitting the transform button and dragging them to the left side of my video clip, so that way, there's no background showing on the top or the bottom, but you still kind of see me to the side. So I'm just adjusting that first, and then lining it up with me talking. Then I ended up dragging the second clip out pretty far because I wanted it to stay up as I was finishing up talking about that particular item. So I kind of just kept dragging it out and then worked on lining it up properly with whenever I stopped talking about this particular subject and then started a new subject. Now that we got these pictures adjusted, what we're going to do is we're going to blade right at the beginning of the clip, or the pictures, and then we're going to blade right at the end. So this will allow us to click the transform button on the part where I'm talking and then pull that over. And it will only pull over for the section that has these pictures on top of the entire video clip. So we kind of just section that part off that way. So you just line it right on up. So as you see, I moved to the right of it, of the picture, because I did that blade and transformed. But once we get to the end of this video, it's going to revert back to me taking up the entire screen. So now that I've added in all my clips, what I'm going to do is watch the entire video all the way through to make sure everything sounds good, looks good, everything's lining up properly. So you definitely want to review the video before you export it. Then once I do the full review, I'm going to go and review anything that has a clip that's on top of my main clip. So any pictures that I added, any text that I added. I want to make sure that it starts and stops at the appropriate time. So that is what I do there. Then I go to the very end of the video and make sure that the outro looks good with all of my video clips that show you, my Beauty Addict Next Door channel, the Beauty Addict Diaries channel, and the Beauty Vlogger 101 channel. Make sure everything looks good. Now, whenever I reviewed the video, there were 2 items that I did want to add in. The first was this cricket sound, because I did kind of stumble over my words and kind of make fun of myself there. So I wanted to put in this cricket sound. So I just drag it on top and then I just adjust it so that way it starts and stops when I want it, and it also fades in and fades out. So in addition to the cricket sound that I added, I also went in and added on text. To add on the text, I just hit this T button here and went to 3D and clicked the fade button, and then just dragged it right on top of the screen and then adjusted the color for the face and the outline, and I took off the 3D feature. So the last thing I'm going to do before I export is watch the beginning of the video. I listen to it, make sure that it sounds right, make sure the clips line up right, looks good, that I'm happy with it, and then I'll just export right after. So now that I'm satisfied with this introduction, I'm going to click this button right here to export, and we're going to hit Master File. Then we're going to click Next once we are good to go with our title. So here I go to click Next, and then we're going to save it onto our desktop. So just click Save. Then it's going to export. So that is how I edited my makeup tutorial for my Beauty Addict Next Door channel for the Purple Crackle Sunset makeup tutorial, which will be coming out tomorrow on Sunday, May 22nd. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments if you found this video helpful. If there's any other Edit With Me videos that you guys would like to see for different types of videos, or just anything that you would think would be a good idea for an Edit With Me video, please let me know down in the comments. I would absolutely love that. And then if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button below. Like this video if you've liked it, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!